Mrs. Martinez thought her husband would clean up his act after their first time in divorce court. Instead, she says he's graduated to scamming churches and denying their baby. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Martinez v. Martinez.
Mrs. Martinez and Mr. Martinez, I did not expect to see you back here.
How are you?
We know each other. The last time I saw you, I thought that we had resolved what was going on. But today, it looks like we have a whole nother issue. Mrs. Martinez and Mr. Martinez, you all have been together for 9 years. This is a case that I know very, very well. You've been married for 3 years. You have 3 children together, and you've had a baby since I saw you the last time. Ages 5, 3, and 1, and then there's a 2-month-old who seems to be in question. Mrs. Martinez, why are we back in court today?
I am here, Your Honor, because I am angry. I am pissed and I want a divorce. Not only is my husband manipulative and controlling, but he's also denying our 2-month-old baby. Once I prove he is the father, I am walking away for good.
So no matter what the DNA test says, you're ready to be done with the marriage?
Yes, I am ready to walk away.
Mr. Martinez, I thought we've had some of this discussion the last time. What do you say to your wife's allegations?
Well, Your Honor, I am here because I love my wife. We've been together for a long time. We have 3 kids and a newborn. I want to know, bottom line, I want to know if that's my kid or not.
I want to find out what has been going on. I don't even need to start all the way back at how you met, because I know how you met. And you all have been through a whole heck of a lot together. But you are back in court now. Tell me what has happened since you were in court.
The last time we came to court, Your Honor, 2 years ago, it was fabulous. Oscar changed. He got his act together.
He listened to me.
He got a job, he got a car, and he got us a stable place to live.
Bravo, Mr. Martinez.
But
I'm very proud of you.
That didn't last long.
Oh, Lord.
He got into a car accident, and he got into a very bad car accident where he almost lost his life. He was in the hospital for almost a week.
Oh, my goodness. No, he got into a very bad car accident.
Yes. And after he was recovering, I asked him, are you going to go back to work? And he tells me no. He refused to go back to work, so he lost his job. And we're back to zero again. We lost our apartment. We're back to the hotels with our 3 kids. It's just a mess.
So it's a revolving door of irresponsibility
and he's
again.
back to treating me like dirt again.
So, Mr. Martinez, you know, I was very proud to hear what you had accomplished. And, of course, I kept up with your case. I didn't know about the car accident. I just knew that you had really gotten yourself together.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I know that Mrs. Martinez was happy with the man that she got her husband back again. So what happened, sir?
Lots of things happened. I got into a car accident.
But you're looking good, so you good now. So you can't tell me there's nothing wrong with you, because you look 100% better than you looked the last time I saw you.
Yes, Your Honor. Honestly, this accident made me change. There's been a lot of
Mr. Martinez,
thoughts.
it sounds like this accident made you lazy again. Because you take responsibility. You know I'm the judge that's going to always hold you accountable.
Yes, ma'am.
So did it make you lazy again?
I take full responsibility on that. She wanted me to go to work right away. I mean, I was still in crutches. I was in a wheelchair. I still feel my neck kind of tense from time to time. You know.
But if you can stand here, you can work.
Yes, ma'am.
You can work. I mean, and every family needs, you know, both parents, both family members to work. I don't know very many families that exist just on one income, no matter how much money you have. Unless you Mr. Bezos and them, you got to work. Everybody got to work. You know what I'm saying?
He's also very manipulative.
Because he was manipulative before, but you say things change. What has happened now?
Now, okay, we were back to live in a hotel, like I told you. We were short for our hotel. We were short like $700, and he told me, ask my mom. And I told him, why do I have to ask your mom? She's your mother. After all, that's embarrassing for me. So he said, I'm not telling her. So I'm like, I'm not telling her either. And he's like, okay. So we checked out. At the end of the day, we ended up sitting down on a bus stop, and he looked at me and he said, this is your fault. I'm like, how is this my fault? We're sitting on the bus stop because you don't want to work. At the end of the day, I ended up asking his mom for the money because I feel like he uses me as bait because at that time I was still pregnant. I called his mom.
So getting you and keeping you pregnant makes begging for money a lot easier.
And like always, his mom gave us the money and we ended up going back to the hotel.
So this can't be a life that you want.
That's why I'm ready to walk away.
Mr. Martinez, I'm coming back to you.
Well, Your Honor,
why would you put your family in that situation?
Well, Your Honor, that's not totally true. Honestly, Your Honor, I was going through a tough time. I did ask her to tell my mom. I told her, you know what, because she gets along with my mother more than I do. You know, it's not my style. Hey, Mom, you know, can you lend me some cash? No, it's not my style. So I told her.
Why is it not your style?
Because I like to do things on my own, and that's
well, you
always
don't
been.
do things on your own. Okay? It's not your style because you don't want to come across like a begging boy.
Yes.
To your mother.
I understand. So I asked her, you know what, babe? Ask my mom. She'll give you the money. She gave us the money. We went to the hotel.
So Mrs. Martinez is right. You use her as bait.
He is the reason why we are back in the hotels. So one time he told me, let's go to church. We were feeling down. We were going through a lot of stuff. So I'm like, let's go to church. He doesn't even stay for the mass or anything. He right away goes to the priest and tells the priest, we just came from Mexico. We came from jumping the border. We don't speak English. And we don't have nowhere to live. And my wife is pregnant with my baby.
You need Jesus. I'm telling you that right now. But that's not the only way he manipulates money.
Okay, so one time he told me, well, more than once, he told me, let's go to church, let's go pray. And I told him, you know what, this might help our situation. You know, we were feeling down, we were going through a lot of stuff, so I'm like, let's go to church. We go to church, and he doesn't even stay for the mass or anything. He right away goes to the priest and tells the priest, you know what, we just came from Mexico. We came from jumping the border, we don't speak English, and we don't have nowhere to live, and my wife is pregnant with my baby. So out of nowhere, the people come and they start giving us money, and then he still tells me, make sure you don't drop no money. And I felt so embarrassed.
This is exactly what happened. We went to church. I did want to go to church because I felt that I needed to go to church, right?
You need Jesus. I'm telling you that right now. You need Jesus.
Yes, yes. I accept full responsibility. We go to church. We sit there. My plan was to go. You know what?
I knew who he could hustle.
I know a lot of people, so I knew a specific person that I need to go to, which is the pastor. And,
to do what?
To ask him for help because I mean.
Did you tell the priest that you were new immigrants to the country?
I told him that I was going through a tough time and that we took a trip. And
you lied.
No.
You lied.
We've been to like 3 different churches.
And he pulled the same thing? I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez, that's wrong. Don't do that.
That's not exactly accurate. That's not exactly how it went down.
It went down that way 3 times according to your wife.
She wasn't complaining when I got the whole money. I got over $600. I told her, you know what? We're not going to be on the street. We've never been on the street like that. We've struggled. And I told her, you know what?
That's true. We've never been on the street because he always finds a way.
I never give up. I always say what I'm going to do.
Do you know the best way to accomplish that is to take your butt down to the Walmart, the UPS, the post office, to somebody and get a job. Okay? Go over to the Amazon. Go somewhere. Go somewhere. Hustle up enough money to see if you can borrow a car. Instead of begging people for money, see if you can borrow a car so you can do some food deliveries. Whatever you have to do that is legal, that's what a grown man does, Mr. Martinez.
I understand.
That's how he looks out for his family.
Yes. Just to add to the story, honestly, I went to those churches because I know those people. It was just not strangers. Hey, you know what? Let me get $1,000. No.
So, Mr. Martinez, what you just said to me is, I went to my friends in order
to my brothers and sisters from church.
Manipulate them. That makes it even worse.
I feel like he always uses me as bait.
He does.
And he's very controlling as well.
I'm gonna be honest. One day she was asleep, and I went through her phone.
What made you want to go through the phone?
I just It was just
You had
telling
some
me.
spidey sense was going
Yes. So I went through her phone, I went to her Google Maps, and I found out that she was going to motels. And I found out that she cheated on me with.
He's very controlling as well. You know, there was a time when I went to school because he wasn't working and I wanted to get like a little certificate or something into billing and coding. It was a one-year course. So I went in and there was this one time where it was a group study and I told him, I have to go to a group study, you know, so we can know what we're doing about the course. And he said, you're not going to the course because you guys are going there just to have fun and party. And I told him, well, you know what? Even if you support me or not, I'm still going anyways. So at that moment, he got mad. He got so angry. He ripped up my textbooks and I started failing on my course and I just ended up dropping out.
Well, I don't understand why you would do that, Mr. Martinez.
Your Honor, what happened is she signed up to a bootleg college, which is known to steal and get people, recruit people, and if that person doesn't want to go to school anymore, you still get stuck with the loan. And we both went to the orientation.
Well, you do know scam artists know scam artists now, I can tell you that.
And Your Honor, I told her, I'm fair. I told her, you know what, this is gonna every time you run your credit, it's bad. In this state, you need your credit. Your credit is who you are.
In this state, you need a job. You can't preach to this woman about nothing right now when I'm sitting here just heard that you scammed folk out of money from the church.
And
okay?
when we went to orientation, Your Honor, I'm sorry, but when we went to the orientation, I was waiting outside. She came out with a face like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I was just trying to do something to make our family better. That's it.
And I told her, you know what? You need to find yourself. You need to find what you want to do in life.
I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez, you are preaching to the wrong person. You can't lecture nobody on somebody finding something they want to do with life when you don't have a job. Okay? Those who don't have jobs can't lecture me on what I need to do with my life, okay?
I understand.
You need to get a job, then you can roll up in here and tell folk what to do. That is a problem. That is a problem. The jury is looking at you like, look, there was no jury the last time, so now you got the judge, the bailiff, and the jury looking at you like, come on, sir. The math ain't mathing, okay? That's it. You need to understand that. Take accountability. And if this lady wants to try to do something for herself,
I understand,
then you
Mom.
need to be supportive of that.
He's also insecure.
No joke.
He's also insecure because, okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. It was our kid's graduation. We were on the bus. We were on our way to our son's graduation. And there was this guy staring.
Wow.
And he tells me, you know that guy? You like him, huh? I was like, dude. So he walks out of the bus and leaves me there. So I end up going to my kid's graduation by myself.
Your Honor.
And when our son asked, where's Dad? I told him, oh, he's working. He'll be here later. So we went to a family dinner. And right there, his mom calls him and tells him, oh, you're not coming to your son's dinner? And he says, no. So I told him, he's like, Dad's not coming? I'm like, no, he's not coming. He got put up with work, so, you know. But we all know that's a lie. He doesn't have a job.
Your Honor,
I'm listening, Mr. Martinez.
I walked off that bus because I know myself. I don't want that situation to escalate. They were having a competition. I mean, come on, man, it's me. So I told him, you know what? You guys know each other? I could leave so you guys can be, you guys want to have a stare down, no problem. I'll just get off the bus. And I told him, you know her?
Mr. Martinez, what's this about? What? Because
honestly,
you did not, this trust situation, what is that about?
I felt bad because I missed my son's graduation.
You missed it on purpose.
I did not miss it on purpose, Your Honor.
You could just show up at the son's graduation. You didn't have to deal with your wife because it's about the relationship with your child.
I understand.
Your child asked multiple times to his grandmother, to his mother, is Daddy coming? Is Daddy coming? Because he wanted his father there to see him accomplish something.
And that made me even more mad, Your Honor, because I was kind of like, it's my fault and it's her fault too.
It's not her fault. No matter what, it's not her fault. Not in that regard. You can't.
He doesn't care about
allow anybody to take you away from your responsibilities.
I love my kids
You're that child's father.
I love my kids, all my kids, and I will always be there for them. And
They're all excuses. I'm tired of this.
she says they're excuses, Your Honor, and I say this, they're not excuses, it is what it is. Bottom line, black and white. She's always saying that I'm insecure, she's always saying that I'm this and that.
Well, why are you so insecure? Because I understand that
I'm not insecure, I see things. And
Tell me some of the things that
react.
you've seen, because I want to hear from your perspective what's been going on. Because I have not heard from you, Mr. Martinez, what's been going on in your life in that regard.
Your Honor, oh my God, this is kind of hard for me, but I'm gonna be honest. One day she was asleep, and I went through her phone.
I know that happens. It's an invasion of privacy, and we
Yes.
all agree to that.
I went through her
know,
phone,
folk, y'all do it.
which I shouldn't have done it because I don't do that. So I went through her phone.
What made you want to go through the phone?
To get a doubt. It was just
You had
telling
some
me.
spidey sense was going on.
So I went through her phone, I went to her Google Maps, and I found out that she was going to motels. She went to 1, 2, 3 motels. And I found out that she cheated on me with my straight out. And that's why I'm denying my baby, and I want to
Okay, wait, hold up. I'm sorry. One moment.
And Your Honor,
Oh, Mr. Martinez, I need a minute. Okay. The judge is back. Did you just say you found out she cheated on you with...
with a family member, yes. And she claims it was only 3 times. 3 times, and she says it like, oh yeah, it was just 3 times.
Twice.
How do I know that? Twice, wow. She's actually, wow. How do I know that?
I'll tell you why.
There's a reason?
There's a reason.
Wow.
There is a
There it
reason.
is. And then she
So-
wonders why am I how the way I am.
He went to jail. He got arrested. He left me. Of course, he had no job. We had no monies. How was I gonna pay rent? I had no money. His family member also took advantage of the situation. He told me, I'll help you, but in something in return. He was calling me. I was putting money in his books. He was calling me every day from prison, and those phone calls are not cheap. Those are to $20 to $30 a call. He would call me 3 or 4 times a day. And even if when I would tell him the phone calls are expensive, he would still call me 3 or 4 times a day. You know, I felt like I had nothing else to do. I had no job. I had got a job. As soon as he went to prison, I had got a job right away. But who was gonna pay rent the next week?
Y'all ain't never heard of Walmart.
She,
So you chose, and not to put too fine a point on it,
Your Honor,
but you chose to whore yourself out.
for $4 grand.
You slept with a family member.
With
For
family
$4,000,
member.
yes.
Next time on Divorce Court. Mrs. Martinez, anybody that would push me to a point where prostituting myself is my only option, that's not who I need to be with.
Your Honor, you know what? I accept full responsibility. I feel like it was my fault that she did this.
He feels like he's the only one that's traumatized. How do you think I felt?
I work very hard at not trying to judge people's behavior, but I'm trying very hard not to vomit in my own mouth right now.
Honestly, when she was telling me all this crying, we went to the McDonald's and had sex. I grabbed her, I told her, you know what, come here. And Your Honor, and that's not it.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's not it. Now we don't know who the baby belongs to. When the baby was born, I didn't feel any connection.
Mrs. Martinez, you wanted to do this DNA test because you wanted to put everything to rest and resolve once and for all. Am I correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Martinez, you wanted to know for certain.
Yes.
When it comes to 2-month-old Jenny Quintero, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Martinez,
Made